Morning, everybody. Probably 12, 15 years ago, I'm not even sure exactly, I shot a mule deer. It wasn't a real spectacular mule deer, so at the time, I just made it into a little crown mount. I've never been happy with it. I always regretted not doing a shoulder mount of it. My first whitetail I did a shoulder mount of. I still have it. I look at it all the time. And I look at him, and I look beside him, and I see this little tiny crown mount of my first mule deer, and I'm not happy with it. So decided I want to do that shoulder mount finally. Unfortunately, I don't have a mule deer cape, and I am too cheap to buy one, and I have been unable to locate one otherwise. But I do have the following. These guys. So all these are random scraps of hide. This is most of the face of a mule deer, and these are random other scraps of hide. I've got this old form that's just been bouncing around my shop with nothing to do with. So with these guys that I've scrounged up and the powers of undiagnosed autism, I'm gonna see if I can piece this thing together. So you can see I've got kind of a cape here. It's cut really short. So I'm gonna have to probably patch it with that other scrap piece. So my thought is if I cut the face of this one off, because this is a whitetail, and then put the mule deer face in its place, kind of blend the hair together, patch the bottom here where it's missing a bunch of the brisket part. Maybe it'll look like a Frankenstein, or maybe it'll look half decent. I don't know, we'll find out. Almost starting to look like a mule deer again. Okay, so to actually match these hides up, rather than trying to sew it, I think I'm just going to use brad nail pusher. I'm hoping that that'll make the hides lay a little bit flatter. So maybe transition seam won't be quite as noticeable as if I stitch it together and there's kind of a raised bump there. It's probably wishful thinking, but I'm gonna try it. So far, this transplant seems to have been a success. Had a bit of the hair on the face that was sticking up kind of weird, so I just took some screen, wetted the hair down a little bit and put that screen over top of it just to help hold it a little more flat down. So at this point, I'm just gonna let it dry. And then we'll try and touch up some of those seams, a little bit of paint and blend it in a little bit better, and see what this thing looks like. Well done with painting. Touched up around the eyes, the nose, the inside of the ears. I kind of blended some of the white back a little bit. That's why mule deer have that real distinctive white face. I kind of blended some white into it, and then I took some shading gray, which is kind of a transparent airbrush paint. Covered the whole thing with that, just to kind of make the hair look a little bit more like a mule deer's hair is kind of more that gray color, opposed to a white tail is more brown, so kind of darkens up a little bit, makes it look a little bit more like a mule deer. Kind of tried to blend in some of the white around the face and the neck there where that seam is with that shading gray. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this guy's looking, so I'm gonna let all this paint settle in, and then we'll see how it turns out. Well, here is the final Frankenstein deer. Overall, pretty happy with how it turned out. Is it going to win any awards? Absolutely not. Am I happy with it regardless? Absolutely. It does what I kind of expected it was going to do. It's more of an experiment type project, just kind of see if it was something that was even possible. Overall, the seams look pretty good, so if nothing else, it's good practice for if I'm doing a different mount and maybe needs a little bit of patchwork here and there. It's fun to do stuff like this on something that doesn't really matter that much, so whenever you're working on something that does matter, you've got a little bit of experience to fall back on. So overall, way better than the little crown mount that he started off as, and